Welcome to Voices of the Underground, hosted by Young Tai and Robert Geaux.
Everybody, welcome back to another brand new episode of Voices of the Underground. We have a very special episode because it's the ADE recap. And here today, as always, my co-host, Robert Geaux. How's it going, man?
Cheers, man. It's going good. We're coming off a big football win against Michigan State. So we're real excited about that, Tyler. I did want to remind you for the 115th time.
Thank you.
It's also the 25th anniversary of the national championship team, Tyler, of Michigan football. So I'm just going to be ribbing you throughout the show on this AD edition. But other than that, I'm doing great, Tyler.
I can't fucking wait. Thank you. Today, we're joined by a few guys that have gone to ADE this year. Sebastian Mateo, Franny J, and Taihei. Welcome to the show, guys. How's it going?
What's up?
What up? What up?
Well, we are ready to talk about ADE because unfortunately, Rob and I were not able to make it this year. But we have you guys to kind of fill us in on what happened. So let's get right into it. Anybody have a very interesting story we could kick this off with?
I don't know. Well, I guess I have one. It's not interesting, but it's funny. So this was on Friday. So, well, to kind of give some more context, during the ADE week, you go to Paris every single night. There are a lot of labels hosting events, so you decide which one to go. You can either choose going to one per night, or you can even go to two per night. I don't know if you are into like party hopping. That's what you do, and I did that like twice. And on Friday, I had the actuation label party, which the event was called Trap House or something like that. And I also had the stamped event, which is, of course, Martin Garrix's label. So I went to the actuations event. It all went good. I was there maybe for a couple hours, but that was on Friday. So my legs were already super tired of being walking all the day throughout the city, just meeting a lot of people and stuff like that. And of course, the partying until 5, 6 a.m. and sometimes just walking like 40 minutes from the venue to my hotel because there is no other way to go unless you get an Uber, which is like fucking 40 euros that you don't want to pay. So I had to walk. And well, so on Friday, my legs were already super sore. But so the thing is, I was at actuations party and I was sitting down in a couch that was there. And I was just checking my phone. And out of nowhere, one guy approaches me. And there's one thing about people in Europe talking in English, that some of them have like very strong accents. So it's not that easy to understand them. And so this guy approaches me while I'm just checking my phone, and he says something, and I don't get it at first. So I'm like, sorry, and he says it again, but I don't understand it. But at the third time, he repeats it, and I understand clearly that he says, "Do you want some ecstasy?" And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's go to work. Well, that doesn't happen in my... See, I wish that stuff happened in my neighborhood, dude. Like, man. Okay, so are we... What's the response? Are we rolling here, Seb?
No. I was like, no, I'm fine, thank you. I don't do drugs. I mean, the fucking song was playing all the week, the Maupi song, Drugs from Amsterdam. And the song became reality, you know, like
don't do drugs.
Drugs are everywhere in Amsterdam, actually. So I heard that song like maybe like 10 times that week. It was crazy. Like even in parties,
Sebastian,
in pubs, everywhere.
You've gone before to ADE where Franny J and Taihei have not. So kind of like the different perspectives and all that. How many times did you guys hear drugs in Amsterdam as well too? And like a little bit of what was going on with you guys?
No, yeah, we heard that everywhere. Like literally, we were
a lot.
Yeah, we were at on Wednesday. We went to Dirty Works, the hardstyle label, and like they played like some like hardstyle remixes that I'm pretty sure they did. If not, like they probably did at one point. But yeah, no, that song was everywhere. It's monster tune right now. It's crazy.
What is it, like at 12 million views or something on Spotify?
Something like that.
Yeah, fuck all you guys.
But
So
wait a minute. My story doesn't end up there, because I reject the guy's offer, and then I have to go to the stamped party, and on the way there it was like a 15-minute walk, and on the way there
Yeah,
I'm
I ran
just
into you.
oh yeah, and I encountered
Yeah.
Franny on the way. Well, the thing is, I was just walking, and there was this part that was like towards like an open space where there were a lot of pubs, but I was like on the street before that, and there it was kind of like a bit dark. There weren't way too many people, and there is one guy that is just casually walking there, but like in an opposite direction of me. So we were like approaching one to another, right? And he starts kind of walking towards me, but he's not really stopping by. But as he gets closer to me, like as he gets like right next to me, he just says these following words, like out of nowhere, without making any eye contact or anything. But when he's like right next to me, he says, "Do you want some cocaine?" And I was like, oh shit, what?
yeah,
So yeah, I mean,
we can say yes. You can say sí if you want to go Spanish. I don't know how to say it in Peruvian, but yeah, like that's the obvious answer, right? Or no?
that was quite random, because like it's my third time on Amsterdam, but it was like my first time. It was my first night that I got offered drugs. Like it was a bit funny, to be honest. It was like it's like a nice story to tell.
Oh, I'm writing that down as we speak. Say yes to incoming strangers offering drugs. I'm kidding. We don't condone that here. No, but what I was saying earlier is I had the biggest FOMO. Like I was watching Sebastian's stories, Franny's, Taihei's, and that's kind of what gave us the idea to do this, because you guys were getting into some pretty cool stuff, man. Like I said, we wanted to go, Ty. We talked about it, just didn't end up working out. But I lived for like a week vicariously through your story, Sebastian. So some of the stuff, like the parties you were at, like I almost, in a sense, kind of felt like I was there. Let me ask you this. I'll kick this one to Taihei. What was the best party that you went to? Like what that you had like the biggest vibe?
Best party, on God, it'd have to be like the Rave Culture event. There was a lot over at the Rave Culture event. Like it was not only big room, but they were also playing up tempo as well. A lot of it, like on their at
Right up Rob Valley.
yeah, on the back-to-back stage of like back-to-back with Axmo, back-to-back Sandra Silva, back-to-back with Kevu. They were playing the big room stuff, but they were going ham on the up tempo stuff right over there, and it was just like a massive vibe over there. A lot of people were going fucking wild. I saw Edir from Blasterjaxx, just vibing out in alongside. It was just pretty lit.
How about you, Franny? Where'd you find yourself at the biggest vibe?
I was gonna say, honestly, yeah, Rave Culture was probably the event that I had a blast at, because we left literally at 7:30 in the morning. We were still there until 7:30. We got back to our hotel at like 8 a.m. that Saturday. It was nuts. Because
what time did you guys get there? Like, what time did the party start? Local time?
Well, that night we ended up starting off at Revealed's party thing, and we were there for like maybe an hour, and it was a good time. But like I felt like the venue for Revealed was a bit small, because like the main room, it was just packed. It was ridiculously packed. As soon as you walk in there, you just feel the temperature increase by like 10 degrees. Like it was hot. And then the smaller stage, it was a bit on the emptier side. I forgot who was playing when we showed up, but we stayed there for a bit. I bought some merch, and then we ended up walking to Rave Culture. And like Taihei said, that venue was, it was a bit bigger. There was there was like a main stage and like a side stage, and we were at the side stage for a bit, and it was just crazy because we were like right, front row watching Jackson Vega, watching Ollie James, just like front row. It was awesome.
Wait, sorry to cut you up. Did you guys all go to the Ollie James party?
No,
we didn't get to go there.
It was like a pizza party or something. Okay, that's what I heard. But
oh, dude, It looked well. First of all, yeah,
It was some like
gas.
boiler room type of like vibe, kind of. It looked sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like an abandoned warehouse. I was wondering. Yeah, I didn't see you guys. I wasn't sure if you guys were there. Seb, did you go to the revealed night?
Yeah, I did. I actually was on the guest list.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Wow.
we got a big, we
Whoa.
got a big timer here. We're talking to. Well, we have two revealed artists here. Franny J. He made the sub label. Shout out to you, Francisco. But Brooke was there. She's in the studio audience, and she can confirm it was very hot. So that's pretty cool. But so let me ask you this: the walking. How much walking did you guys like? Did you guys stay close? Like Sebastian, I'll ask you first. Like from hotel to like the strip of the parties. Like where was that at?
So, I mean, Amsterdam is a really walkable city. Like you can walk to literally anywhere just by walking. You can get a lot of time walking actually. But the thing is that, for example, from the revealed venue to my hotel, it was like maybe 45 to 50 minutes walking. But like you gotta take into consideration that it was like the last day. I was super tired, and so I was with a friend. I don't know if you guys know Agusak. He's also a producer from Argentina. He has released like maybe 12 songs at Revealed, and we were staying at the same hotel, at the same room. We booked one, and we thought it was the best idea. And we were like, you know what, screw it, let's just what's the name of this, let's just call an Uber, and that's it. So that's what we did. But most of the times, if you like, especially in the first days, you can just walk everywhere and it will be fine. But yeah, you just gotta be careful with the bicycles.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's the bicycle culture there is crazy. But because like if you're crossing a street, the cars will stop if they see you. Like they don't run all the time. Like they're like really careful with that. However, that's not the case for bicycles. Bicycles just go their way. They don't stop. They won't stop ever. And if they run you over, you're the one that did the fault.
You're at fault. Dude, that sounds like the cabs in New York, man. The yellow ones don't stop. That's for sure. No, how about now, Franny and Tai? Did you guys stay in the same? You stayed in
Yeah, we were at the
hotel,
same
right?
hotel, but we got one that was like maybe 50, it was like a 15-minute drive away from the city. So every day we would just hop on a bus that would take us to this one stop, and then from there we hopped on the train to get into the city, or a tram. But it was cheap. It was like €2 to like get to the stop, and then from there it was like we bought like a 4-day pass for like €30 or something. So we at first we got kind of salty because like when Ty, you want to tell the story?
Yeah, so
What happened? What happened
yeah,
here?
so we were hopping onto one of the M buses in part of like the public transport, and we were trying to get off at this stop, to get to our hotel, because Franny just came in from from Phoenix all the way to Amsterdam, and we were trying to go to the stop that was like right by our hotel, and mind you, we were so tired and we had a lot of stuff on us, but we were pressing the button, to tell the bus driver to stop, and we go to the door, we were about to scan out, and then next thing you knew, the door is closed on us. And I tried pressing it again so we could get out, but the bus driver was like, "Nope, we're going to the next stop."
It's like you guys took too long, and it's like we got all this shit, and so I was like, man, fuck public transportation, like never again. And so for that,
You're not trying to mess with Americans, man. Y'all, you got on and off, man. That's how these guys
yeah,
work
no, I
over
mean,
there.
obviously we got the gist of it, but like that whole day when we were going to other places, I was like, Ty, man, fuck this, let's just Uber everywhere. And then like it was pretty cheap during the day, but like Sebastian said, like at night, like peak hours, it was like 40 to like €80,
Yeah,
depending on where you're going.
Dude, no, it sounds like okay. Ty, you gonna ask it or am I gonna ask it? Because we're all thinking it. We're all fucking thinking it.
I got it.
We got. All right. Well, go ahead, Tyler. Go ahead.
Okay. So the question that everybody wants to know is, did any of you guys see the Red District?
Oh, thumbs up for Franny. Thumb up for Sebastian. Taihei. Hey, we're 3 for 3
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys were trying to convince me off air that there's just other things to do in the red light district. One of you fucking guys were like, the shopping is good. I'm like, look, dude, none of you guys are made.
Yeah, we're not there for the shopping.
Really like crazy there over there because like you can go there with your friends just to see the girls and the how do you say this the windows and but also you can like while you're walking there you can even see like families just walking there like with little kids like it's nothing.
Oh, Tristan, we can go. See, dude, I boom. We're gonna make that a family trip for that. No, Neil, no, we're good, buddy. He's like, wait, where are we going? Yeah, I'll tell you later. Dude. So Neil wants to know. We have Neil from HDR
Brief
in here.
or deep exploration.
Yeah, was it a brief trip or did we like do a deep dive into the red light? Sebastian's laughing so hard right now, man. What? Okay, well, who wants to answer? You know, we got to answer the audience.
So I'll go ahead and answer this because Taihei and I and Brooke, who was also in Amsterdam, she met up with us earlier in the day, and you know we ended up catching. We grabbed some like an early dinner, and then from there we just ended up walking around Amsterdam. This was the last day for us. It was on Sunday, so we pretty much just kind of explored up and down. You know, did some window shopping per se, and then we ended up eating at some restaurant that was there. But I mean, we walked a lot, but like we kind of explored outside of the main street, thinking there was going to be other things, but there wasn't. It's literally just a strip of
like one long strip.
Yeah. So would anyone else like to directly answer the question, or are we just going to, I'm kidding. Are we going to beat around the bush? I'm kidding.
No deep exploration on my part. Sorry to disappoint anyone, but
yeah, it wasn't much of deep exploration. It was just like kind of going around because I went there on Tuesday because I landed early. And I was with one of my buddies, Anis, he's from Italy, and we decided to go around, just see what's up. And there were like a lot of chicks like on the windows and then like behind the glass doors. There are even some like girls who are like opening the glass doors a bit, saying, "Hey, come in here, come here." You know,
Rob, you'd be broke in like 2 seconds.
Dude, you guys are like fucking oak trees. I would have folded like a cheap suit.
Oh.
I'm sorry, told my wife.
We will not tell anybody if you know what I mean.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, but that's cool though, because that's part of it, right? Like, right, Sebastian? Like that's part of like the Amsterdam experience is getting down there and kind of seeing it. It's world famous for a reason.
All right. Well, so you boys have met a lot of the guys that have been on this show and all that. You got some interesting stories. I think Francisco has one.
Right. That's right. You ran into some of our guests. Let's hear it.
No, yeah, we ran into like that's the thing with ADE. Like you go to any event and like literally everyone's just walking around within like the crowd itself. Like I bumped into Sebastian and Eric, who produces. He goes by the name of Wild Crow. I ran into them at Protocol Night. I was just what was Ty told me, hey, Sebastian's at Protocol. Try to like go find him. And I
had the FOMO going and I saw that, so I had to tell you.
And I was with I went to that event with Brooke, and so we were just chilling, hanging out. And then I was like, hey, let's go try to find these dudes. And as we get up, I just look to the right, and they're literally just standing there. And I was like, yo, what's up, guys? How's it going? And then I buy this dude a drink. He was kind of faded when I bumped into him because I was like, hey, do you want something to drink? And he's just like, sure. I was like, what do you want? He's like, whatever. But on Thursday, we Ty and I went to what was it? Was it Turn It Up? Yeah, Turn It Up Music's event, and that's where we met. Like we met Steve W, we met Reggio, we met the Aussie boys Banca, we met Arturo from A&G. Like literally everyone was there that that like I would say like I look up to these guys as producers, so it was so awesome being able to like actually hold a conversation with them. And they're just super chill dudes, like they I've heard things about certain people, but everyone was super cool to me, so I can't say anything bad about them.
Yeah. So, but now, wait, time out. Did you, before, as we're talking about superstar DJs, let's kick it back to Sebastian here. Did you run into Sebastian Mateo? Did you guys meet up at ADE? Did your paths cross?
Did you not just listen to the conversation of what he
No,
said?
no. I
Where
thought
the
he was
fuck
talking
have
about
you been?
fucking. Well, fuck, man. I have no alcohol here. I'm completely dry. I'm a functioning alcoholic on this show. No, because I
It
know. Okay, so you
shows.
guys met. Thanks. And so no, because I thought you were talking about like Wild Crow and these guys. I didn't realize Sebastian was a part
yeah,
of it.
it
Oh,
was
see,
there.
thanks, Neil. I'm not on edibles, but no, because I saw. Because I saw. Yeah, you also met up with like Ollie James, right? And
Oh,
he
so
was
yeah,
going to guest
the
on
Ollie
this
James
show.
story was actually on our way back. After leaving Amsterdam, we were at the airport. Taihei and I. He was at a different terminal than I was, but I was just like, hey, dude, you should come over. Like, let's grab some food and just work on music until our flights, um, come around or whatever. And so as I'm waiting for Taihei, I'm just chilling next to some McDonald's and I'm on my phone and I'm looking down and I put my phone down and literally as I look up, Ollie James is just walking by with a tray of like chicken nuggets. I was like, oh shit. And I felt like a creeper just watching him like sit down. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. And then I told Taihei, I was like, hey dude, like hurry up. Like, let's go say what's up to him. But then I felt kind of bad. I was like, I don't want to say hi as he's eating. But then I'm like, when else am I going to see him like this? So I was like, fuck it, let's go. And no, he was a super cool dude, man. Love the guy. He's super tall too. He made us look like dwarves in our pictures, but
Oh yeah, you guys look like Ambrose in those photos. But Ollie James smashes McDonald's. What? Ollie James loves McDonald's. Confirmed. I see. I'm gonna give my wife a hard time. She says it's junk food. If it's good enough for Ollie James, I mean that's the meal of the DJs. No, it was so cool, man, because like it came off as, and I'll ask you, Ty, it came off as like all these guys were really grounded and down to earth. Like we talked about it before, right? Like other genres may be different, like rappers or whatever. It's not always like that. It seemed like ADE is just a lot more like people to people type interactions.
Yeah, like literally all the people that, that it was crazy because all the people that we know online, we got to meet them, IRL in Amsterdam. And it's so different because, it's not like you're talking to them on a screen and, you just kind of like try to hold a conversation. No, it's like you're talking to them like face to face in person, just, just shooting the shit and talking about whatever. You could talk about music or, anything else. And it's just like, you're just talking with people, like people with everybody or with friends, like it's a Tuesday. It was really great, to do that.
Did you break out your USB sticks to anybody, guys?
Oh,
Sebastian,
yeah.
you got a direct pipeline to Revealed. You're above that. But did anyone just like, oh hey, by the way, here's my USB. Check my demo. Did anyone do that
Taihei
here?
did at the airport to Ollie. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Gotta shoot your shot, cowboy. Who'd you give it to?
Yeah, so like I actually gave a couple USBs to some producers and DJs, before like, while during ADE week, but I gave my USB stick, to Ollie, when we met him over there, I just happened to have like a bunch of USBs in my backpack saying, hey, is it cool if I give you like this USB for music? And he was like, sure. So it was like, boom, right then and there. It was just like,
I gotta ask him. If he's played my boy's USB. Hey, remember that dude that gave you a USB demo at
He looks like
McDonald's?
Steve Aoki.
oh my God.
Oh, dude, I have a funny story about the whole Steve Aoki shit.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so like how like a lot of us we joke around with Taihei saying he looks like Steve Aoki. We were at the Rave culture night and we met with Andre from Axmo and we were talking to him, right? And he was talking to some other guy in German. And so he's saying some weird, German stuff, and he's just like, yeah, just fucking rambling on. And then he just says Steve Aoki and points at Taihei, and I'm just dying over here. It was so funny.
Oh man.
You could be brothers at worst, if not duplicates. You guys could be brothers for sure. So wait, Seb, did anyone come up to you and like give demos or be like, "Hey, you're Sebastian Mateo, blah, 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 Revealed, what's up?" Did you kind of get like fanboyed on?
Well, so at the steps party, I was just standing there. I guess it was before Martin Garrix was playing. I think a guy approaches me with his phone, and his phone had my Instagram profile, and he was like, "You're this guy, right?" Like, and he's like, "Hey, I follow you. I support your music," and I was like, "Yeah, I think I know who you are, but I had to make him show his Instagram profile, and I was like, oh yeah, you are that guy. And then but he didn't ask for a picture. But then when I was leaving, I encountered this guy again, and he was like, yo, before you leave, can we take a picture together? And yeah, it happened. He's
Okay,
from Germany, I think.
speaking of pictures, because you and I talked about this, Sebastian. Let's go about the Hardwell story that you told me in pictures and all that. And sometimes it's not always the best time or best place to ask someone for a picture.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like the so I've been at the reveals after party like on 2018, 2019, and this year. Okay, and all of the time, of course, you get to party with all of the reveal team, maybe some DJs here and there. Like for example, this year I think Vonka was there at the after party. Also, Kura was there, and of course there was Hardwell at the party. But you might be wondering, why do I don't have a picture with Hardwell? Like, what's the reason? And well, mainly the reason is because of one, time, and two, like just the context of the situation itself. Because like if you approach these big guys, you gotta do it like early, like when the night is starting. Like there, they will automatically say yes to your picture request, or just to talk about anything. They will probably say yes because they are not worried about anything. They haven't played. They are just getting started the night. They're maybe getting some drinks, so everything's chill. But then if you approach any of these big guys like later on, or even right after everything has finished, but the only thing left is the after party, they might be like tired, or just not looking for anything but just having fun with the people they know. And that's the case for Hardwell. Like it has been like this, like especially in 2019 and this year. I personally didn't approach him to ask for a picture, because like this guy has been like if you see his sets, like he's like super full energy all the time. He looks like he's doing a cardio session because he's like super hyped. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta know when to ask for a picture and when not to, because then you like, I know they won't take it personal if they say just no to your request. Like they won't remember you that, oh, you're the guy that asked for a picture when I was tired and I didn't want to. They won't probably remember that. Or but the thing is that you want to be like as accurate as possible when asking for all of this. And you gotta also, at least that's my perspective, you gotta keep it professional. So if you meet like one of these big guys, not all the time it's best idea to ask for a picture. Maybe you just want to talk about anything, like how's your ADE week has been so far, or uh, what has been your favorite venue to play throughout this whole week, or something like that. Like some stuff that it's not really relevant, but it's something to kind of like have a better connection maybe for the future. And a picture might, so this might sound like maybe arrogant, or I don't know, but sometimes if you ask for a picture, you label yourself as a fan and not as a producer, or even as a co-worker, right? Or a colleague. So you really want to set those boundaries, especially with the big guys. So but again, it always depends on the context. Like if you're like, for example, you see ANG, Arturo, he had a picture with Hardwell, but he's known him for years. He's worked with Reveal for years, like on the main label and stuff. So they know each other already. So asking for a picture is not a big deal. It's not going to put him into the fan bracket or the fan label, right? So you just gotta be careful with that, I think. And yeah, that's kind of my thing with Hardwell, because I was like there at the after party, he was also Eddie. I don't know if I don't know if you guys know the guys from Havoc, but so this guy, I think his name is Dirk, is the bad guy. He was over there just break dancing without a shirt, and he was like doing a dance off with Hardwell, and Hardwell also kind of did a break dance over there, and it was like super funny to watch. But of course, that's not like there was really no room for pictures or anything. Like they all were having just a good time, and yeah, you just gotta be really conscious about all of this stuff when going
Yeah,
to ADE.
I was gonna sort of add on to the whole picture thing, like when me and Taihei asked for these guys' pictures and stuff, like we didn't just go up and we're like, hey, can we take a picture? Like like Sebastian said, it's best to actually have a conversation with them, talk to them. Like when Taihei and I met Reggio and the Banca boys, like we literally talked for an hour, and then after that hour, we were planning on going somewhere else. And then as we're leaving, we were like, hey, let's just ask them, is it cool if we take a picture with you guys? And they're like, oh yeah, man, hell yeah. So like building some sort of connection first is super important, instead of just going up to them and saying like, hey, let's take a picture, because at that point it's just like, who are you, like why are you just asking me for a picture, so
Right.
is Rob okay?
Huh? What?
Like his camera is just not even working for me. I can't hear him either. If he's talking, I can't hear him.
You guys can't hear me? Oh, see, this is why we do a live show here.
I can't hear him.
We'll edit that out, Brooke. No, but I wanted to transition to the business side of this, right? It's a business trip. And obviously we talked about it before you guys left. It's like, yeah, you want to go hear some tunes, you want to
All right,
party,
Rob, don't
sure,
ask me
but
anything because I legit can't hear it.
all right, well, fuck you, Franny. And so
What do you say? What do you say? Talking
He
shit,
said,
boy?
"Fuck you, Franny."
Man.
We're gonna have to do this section again, but you really can't hear him.
No, I can't.
Start from the top again. It'll make it easier for editing.
oh god damn it, we should have kept that in there. You gotta get,
I'm sorry.
no, we're rolling. We're rolling.
Okay.
Okay, so look, no, the business side of this trip. When I look at things like demo sessions or master classes, right? You guys just talked about building rapport with the artists. Did you guys go to any of those types of things as far as getting your name out there to establish yourself on that trip?
Oh yeah, I mean, we went to the demo drop for Revealed on, I believe it was Saturday, and we got to show our demos to various labels and A&Rs and publishers. And it was a really great experience because it's like you get to show them like who you are, as an artist, and also like, who you are personally in some ways. But you also get to listen to, your work, and you even get some really good feedback when they hear your tracks. Some people, some labels like would even give like a really good, positive feedback, say, hey, keep doing this. Some labels would kind of be more critical in ways, but I feel like the overall experience of getting getting yourself out there and getting to kind of build, like as you said, Rob, like a rapport like with these people, it's a really valuable thing. It's really valuable and important to do that.
For me, I had a great time at the demo drop. Not only, like Taihei said, that feedback was immensely valuable, but what I thought was kind of cool, like after I got done with like my session with the labels that I wanted to talk to, I was just hanging out in like the courtyard area, and I overheard like a group of two like producer guys that also attended the demo drop talking. They were these two German guys, and then I just hear them say the word progressive, and so like me being a progressive house producer, I was just like, oh, what's going on over here? And so I just said, hey, what's up, guys? And then it turns out like one of them was just like, yeah, you just released on Severman's label, right? And I was like, oh yeah. So like it was cool that someone recognized me, because I just think I'm just an ordinary person. But he gave me a flash drive, and I told him I would check it out when I would get home. And he said he had some demos on there, and he would appreciate some feedback and whatnot. And then there was one demo that he had on that flash drive that I thought was a really good idea, and I was just like, hey, I don't know if you're working on this with anyone, but like I would personally love to hop on the song with you. And he was just like, hell yeah, man, like that's awesome. I would love for you to work on the song with me. So like that connection that I built there was awesome. And because I have seen him release on a few other labels here and there, And so actually being able to talk to him was really cool. And like he's a talented guy for sure. And I just downloaded, or he's gonna send over the stems hopefully this weekend, and I'm gonna download them and get started on that collab. So that'll be fun.
See, if anybody could take anything away from this, it's connections and meeting people in person is really the way to do it. Emails, most of the time, really doesn't work the greatest.
Well, yeah. And how about you, Sebastian, as far as like people approaching you about like demos, or even you talking to people about like open projects or demos you're sending into Reveal? Did you go through
Yeah,
a lot of
so
that?
I also went to the Nord demo drop, which was what Franny was talking about. And so over there, I could show my demos to, for example, Wall, the record label from Afrojack. And the one of the A&Rs was like, "Oh, I really like this one," and he was like, "Do you have anything else that sounds like this?" And I showed him another demo, and he was like, "Nah, I really like the first one, so I'm gonna give you this mail, and if you can, you make another song that has this like similar vibes to the first song you just showed me, and yeah, send it over and let's see what happens." And that's kind of like how a demo drop works. Like, if not, they just give you feedback. But also I had the chance to, for example, go to, so it was like in two different buildings, like one next to each other. And in one of the buildings there was, like, for example, Wall, Armada, Zero Cool, also I think Mixmash. Well, there's a bunch of labels. And on the other building there was Actuation, Revealed, and some hardstyle labels also. And so I've been working with with Actuation since 2019. And when I approached to the table, they were listening demos to. I was so there was the owner and the director, I think, from Actuation, and they both were like, "Yo, Sebastian, I didn't know you were going to come here." And they were like super friendly, and they were like, yeah, just super friendly with me. And I showed them one demo there, and they were like, "Yeah, we really like this one. I think it's likely that we will release it." And I mean, yeah, it's I sent that demo again with. So they wanted me to release it with them, but only if I did like a more aggressive version for as a VIP release. So it's like two releases in one. And I did that, and apparently they really wanna release it. So that was like one thing that worked for me over there. And now they have me more into consideration. Like, they have, so they already were like uh very nice to me through like Facebook chat or whatever. But it feels super different right after you meet them in person. And uh, yeah, it's always a different vibe after that. And I also, in that same place, I saw Maddox next to Sebastian Lintz, which is like the director from Revealed. And I did like a masterclass earlier that week at the Reveal's headquarters. And so that was thanks to Sebastian, because I talked with him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really into this concept of masterclass. We should record it," and blah blah blah. And yeah, I did that. And like, he was talking with Maddox, but then, like, I think there were like three guys that were just like Reveal fans, and they wanted Maddox to sign the like a flag they had. And so they approached Maddox, and Sebastian was like doing basically nothing. So I approached him, and I was like, "Hey, Sebastian, nice to meet you. I'm Sebastian Mateo." And he was like, "Yeah, of course, the guy from TikTok, right?" And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, he actually knows who I am." And he was like right next to a like in a small how did I say this, like in a small room where he was previously talking with Maddox with closed doors, because there was like too much noise. and he was like, "Yo, come in, let's talk." And yeah, I mean, we talked about like really interesting stuff that might have some great results in the future. We're still talking about that. I can't really say much about it, but yeah, I mean, connections are super important, and being there in person is also super important.
Well, I like that you touched on master classes and all that. Did any of you guys attend any of the master classes? Because we saw that a lot of people had some.
I went to, it wasn't really a master class, but it was Nicky Romero did like a demo drop. He opened up a submission thing, and I submitted it, to it, but unfortunately my demo didn't get picked because they just randomly select 5 tracks for like the hour that they had scheduled. And it was pretty cool because it was Nicky Romero and his like head A&R. I believe his name was like Yorick something, but they would listen to the songs, get a feel of the break, listen to the drop, and then they would, comment on it and say like, if Protocol were to like sign this, we would maybe want to change this and that and this, right? And they gave some really great in-depth feedback at the spot. And what was cool about it was, at the end of the demo drop, they picked one person to go up on stage with them and help them with their project. But the person that they ended up picking wasn't prepared and didn't take their laptop. So the guy just went up there and they just kind of talked about the song. But I kind of wanted to see, like a live actual session with Nicky Romero, like him saying like, hey, take these leads out or add this in. Like that would have been so cool. But there were some great, there were some great tracks that were submitted. The funny thing though is I think like 3 out of the 5, they all had vocals from Splice, and Nicky Romero and Yorick were like, this is a Splice vocal, isn't it? And everyone's like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, try to be more original. And I know that's hard for like upcoming producers because, vocals cost money. If you can't find like a friend that does good vocals, it's tough getting original vocals. And I know why like people, go to these Splice things because there are some good vocals on Splice, but after a while you hear like 50 songs in every key with the same vocal, and it gets boring.
Yeah, wait, Sebastian, I want to. You ran a master class, right? I heard
No,
that.
I
Right?
recorded a master
Oh,
class.
okay, got you. So where do we find that? Like, is that something they're gonna up? Like,
It's not out yet.
Okay.
But I can actually tell you that it is about how to make TikToks and reels as an artist or as a producer DJ.
dude, that's so important. We touch on that, right, Ty? Like so much on this show. That is gonna be. I'll tune in for that. Like that'll be a good one. Where is that going to come out? Like on the revealed YouTube page or Instagram or like?
It's gonna be uploaded to their website.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, let's throw it to Taihei. Did you go to any type of master classes and all that? Because ADE is known for master classes, the live shows, the label nights, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so this was like while Franny was out at the demo session. So there was like a little like masterclass or conference mainly talking about social media branding and creating like a brand identity for your overall musical project. So like obviously it's important, to know how to do the technical stuff, when it comes to music production, but the other thing that's very important is kind of establishing like, your online presence, but also kind of getting people to know you as a brand and getting to resonate with many different audiences and people with not only your musical project but just like your overall branding and persona that you kind of put out there on social media platforms. So platforms like Instagram or TikTok were kind of like the top ones that they were discussing about in this masterclass, essentially how to kind of establish like your overall branding identity and visual identity, how to kind of engage with audiences and interact with fellow fans and people from many different circles. So that was kind of like one of the if one of the most important things that I went to during my time at ADE.
Nice. Business. I like it. It's a business trip. That's right. Like, because we've heard it like, hey, I'm going to go next year. I see it in various discords that I'm in.
I still can't
And I
hear
think
Rob.
that's okay, Franny. That's good for you. All right. That's good for you, Francisco. But no, like we see it all the time, Ty, right? We're
Should I try
in different
leaving and then
discords.
coming
It's like,
back
I want to
in?
go
Maybe
next
that'll...
year.
No,
No,
that'll
can you
ruin
stop
the.
talking, Francisco? Fuck. Okay, you can't even hear me. Can't even hear me yell at him right now. Um, it's important to take it very seriously as an artist, and I like Taihei that you went to those classes because, like you said, the branding, obviously, Sebastian's the social media part of it. Let me ask you, Sebastian, as far as essential things for to bring to ADE, right? So this is kind of part of that business trip, that mentality, right? What are some of the essential things? Like if someone to say, "Hey, what do I need to bring? What is the most important thing I should be prepared for?"
Yeah. So, well, I mean, well, first of all, you gotta take into consideration that Amsterdam is a bit cold. So, in terms of like clothing, go grab your jackets and stuff like that, because otherwise you're gonna freeze your ass off, and you don't want that, of course. And besides that, I mean, in terms of like, let's say, business material, of course you can bring your USB with your demos, only your best finished demos, of course. uh, Maybe it helps if you bring like maybe like a card with your information, with your contact information, like your name, mail, maybe your phone number if you have like a business one. What else? Maybe well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, because like the main, like your main thing to kind of like present yourself to the world is your own face. So you just gotta go there, talk with the best attitude possible. Don't try to pretend to be someone you're not. Like, just try to be real. Don't be, of course, an asshole. If you're an asshole, people will notice immediately, because like I swear I didn't meet anyone that was like an asshole there. So if your energy is like negative and all of that, well, then maybe you will be in trouble, because people will remember you for that, because it's more normal to find people with positive energy than people with negative energy, or like being cocky or something like that. So yeah, I think the best thing you can bring to Amsterdam is your positive energy, like, and like maybe all of this mindset that you're, of course, going to have fun, but also to meet a lot of important connections over there.
ADE essentials. What do you got? Welcome to the show, Taihei. Welcome back.
De- Definitely bring emergency. Bring like a
Oh,
lot of it because you're gonna be it's cold weather over there. Not only that, but you're gonna be going around and you're gonna need like that energy. So obviously, pack a lot of emergencies.
For people that don't know what emergency is, it's like a photo packet of vitamin C. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
for people that don't know,
Yeah, shout out to me bringing like 20 packets of it, and then I was kind of scared that like in the
it
airport
helped.
they were gonna be like, "Yo, what's this powder in your bag?" But luckily none of that happened. So
Yeah, Franny Tai, we did it for Miami Music Week, and I think that actually saved us because a lot of people around us were getting sick. That's one thing you got to think about too
you
on
got to
these
start taking
trips.
I
it
got
a week.
COVID.
Uh-oh.
Oh man,
oh, that's right. You're patient zero over there. Super spreader.
Ty's reaction.
like I remember on Sunday, right after all of the parties ended, I woke up with like my throat was kind of like with some weird pain, but I thought it was like, hey, so I've been going to parties every single day. The temperatures change drastically when you're inside the club and outside the club. I've been drinking cold beer all of this week, like every single day. So I mean, it's nothing too crazy to think about that I'm just having like an average cold or something like that. So I was like, yeah, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen, right? Because I before that I never had COVID, and so I didn't knew the symptoms like in first hand, and so after that it was so that day I kind of was okay, but at night I was at the bar with some friends, and I was like, you know what, I'm way too tired, and I just went to my hotel room. I stopped by before on at McDonald's. I bought some food, went directly to my hotel room, and there I was like feeling a bit too tired, and I didn't know specifically why. And then after that, I just packed my things because the morning after that I was going to leave to the airport. So I was like, if I'm feeling bad, maybe tomorrow I'm feeling even worse. So I might as well just leave everything ready. And that's what I did. And then I fell asleep. But my friend Agus, who was sharing room with me, he went to the Maxximize party, which was like maybe until 4 a.m. in the morning from that Monday. And when he arrived, I was already kind of like waking up because I wasn't feeling that good. Like there was something odd just happening in me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the blankets on, and I had to take them off, and I was like, and then he didn't fell asleep immediately. He was first like checking his phone, and I like stood up, and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing awake at 4:30 in the morning?" And I was like, "Bro, I don't know why I'm feeling like a bit weird right now. Like my throat my throat is kind of like killing me, and I don't know why. Like I'm just not feeling comfortable at all." So so then I went into the restroom, and I was like watching myself in the mirror, and I was like, "There's no way I have COVID or something like that. I need to travel today. It's a 12-hour and 30-minute flight. I cannot miss it. It's very expensive." And I went ahead with it gladly. At the plane itself, I wasn't feeling bad at all, like just my throat. But besides that, I slept most of the flight, so it was fine. And but then when I arrived home, my body was like, okay, enough of this resisting. Let's kind of like feel sick. I guess that's what my body said, because I was starting to sneeze a lot. And I was feeling all of the symptoms already. And next day, I was like just isolating myself in my room. And yeah, I then the days passed. I had a COVID test, and it turns out I have COVID. Well, not anymore, but I had COVID.
Dude, Ty, could you imagine people like when this episode comes out, they'll be like, "No fucking shit. This is where I got it from." Could you imagine people would be like, "Dude, this is like super spreader stuff." But that's like this is literally like how the fucking 12 Monkeys started the movie. Like, I'm just saying, he knows what I'm talking about. It is crazy, but yeah, when you have everyone, I imagine that condensed space, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get
You got to think too that like there's people coming from all over the world
all
meeting
over the
into
world.
the same spot, so it's bound to happen. And unfortunately, it happened to you. Um, any last thoughts before we get off today, guys, on ADE and what people should expect for next year if you're going next year or not? Because
Yeah.
we plan on going, Rob and I.
Shoot. Well, like ADE, I'm planning to go next year. There's going to be, I definitely like a lot more events. Like literally, this is like the first ADE since COVID. So I'm betting that next year is going to be way bigger with everything getting back to normal. So there's definitely going to be a lot more events, definitely a lot more conferences, going along the way. So, that's something to be on the lookout for next year.
I mean, ADE as a producer is super motivating. Before the trip, I was kind of in like a slump with some of the projects I was working on, and coming back, like I just immediately like locked myself in my room and just started making music. So I'm definitely going back. I'm already like saving money and stuff, so I'll see you guys there.
So one thing that Franny and Taihei haven't experienced is the pop-up stores, because in 2018 and 2019 there were a lot of pop-up stores there. Like labels would rent like in a small place just to have their own pop-up stores, selling merch, maybe having DJs playing there. And this year, sadly, there were almost no label hosting one pop-up store. Besides, for example, Stamp, they hosted one for like a couple days only. But like in 2018 and 2019, it was like from Wednesday to Sunday they were hosting a pop-up store, and it was like great because you could meet everyone. And if you didn't have like anything to do, you would go to those pop-up stores and just meet people over there, and it was great. And I hope there's going to be that for next year. But yeah, I mean, AD is a one of a kind experience all of the time, and this year for sure was the greatest AD I had in my life. And of course, I would love to go for next year, AD 2023. It's gonna definitely be a great experience as well. You just gotta kind of like plan what you're going to do, kind of, because not all the time everything that you wanna do you will end up doing. But the thing is that if you plan your week ahead, it's normally gonna be a great week. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I would fully 100% recommend this experience to anyone that wants to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, and Rob and I should be there next year, and I'll have to
100%.
do a VOTU meetup with everybody.
Real quick, can I just add that like if you're able to afford a hotel closer to the city center, I would say it's worth it because of, you know, the things that me and Taihei kind of went through.
It's a learning experience, though.
Yeah, no, definitely a learning experience. It wasn't bad, like I said. We would just hop on a bus every day, but the shitty thing was leaving these events and going back to like outside of Amsterdam. That's where we were like, damn, we should have, you know, splashed the extra couple $100 for a hotel near the city center. And I think that's definitely like my advice to people that might want to come. Try to invest in getting a place, or even just getting a place closer to some of these events, like where they like the venues where they happen.
I'm glad we had a chance to catch up, because again, we see the pictures, we'll see the stories, but now it's good to kind of interact and like hear directly from you guys. And I think my biggest takeaway, Ty, was that how important it is that face-to-face interactions that, you know, we've discussed it so much. These guys, whether you're an established artist like Sebastian or you're up and coming artists like Franny and Taihei, like that camaraderie, that is just so important to meet with folks. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of get through this. Hopefully this episode 2 kind of shined a light on like what goes down at ADE on more of an in-depth.
I agree with you there,
you know.
Rob. Well, guys, I think that's it for another episode of Voices on the Ground. Once again, I want to give a big thank you to Sebastian Mateo, Franny J, and Taihei for joining Rob and I on this episode. You could go and follow Sebastian Mateo at Sebastian Mateo Music. You could go and follow Franny J at Franny J. And you could go and follow Taihei at Taihei Music. And like always, you can follow myself and Rob, Young Tai, and Robert Geaux on Instagram. We have a Discord, guys. Come and join us and hang out with us in there. And we'll see you guys on another episode of Voices on the Ground. Thanks, guys.